Okay, now we're cooking with gas. So welcome back, everybody. This is the third Wednesday of the month, and we're going to be doing these on the first and third Wednesday of every month, even though there's like 2 more Wednesdays in this month. We'll just resume again on the first Wednesday of November. But there's so much to talk about. I just want to welcome you all to our Team Visionaries workshop, and that's exactly what it's going to be. I'm glad to see some familiar faces here. And I'm also glad to see all you folks that were down there in Florida and weathering those 2 hurricanes and made it through it. Woohoo! We just talked about that just before I started the recording. But anyway, what I want to go over today is how to get your people to stick around. That seems to be a big question here lately. Sponsoring is just the beginning. We'll go over some personal testimonials, and I'm so glad I've got 3 really good ones on here right now, if you don't all mind doing one. I know Geri and I talked about it earlier this morning. And our 13th anniversary, where will you be? Our Terra activity, Pendant, going to talk about that. The 19th drop. Yay, they're leaving. My wood is finally stacked on the front porch and I won't hear any more banging. And we're also going to talk about Punta Cana and anything else that's on your mind. So let's dive right into this. How do you get people to stick around? Well, today's subject is one you probably ask about, I don't know, somewhere along the line, not so much when you first get started, but, and especially if you're not the leader type, you're just, you're just happy with where you are. You're just happy having the product or whatever. Here at APLGO, we don't want you to be doing anything you don't want to do. That's obvious. But how can you keep people that you currently have in your organization, or even if you don't have any in your organization yet, what can you do or say to them now that this is a place to be and they're going to want to hang out here for a while? Sometimes that's hard to decipher. I'm going to move this thing right here over here so I can see if anybody's popping on here. Okay, so first, this is what we have found seems to work the best. You know what? Let's just interview people. There's really no magic sauce, or is there? Before you even sign anyone up, there's some questions that you should be asking. And you guys admit it. I mean, back in the day, all of us had done networking before. Weren't we just out there to sign them up, sign them up, sign, oh, I got this one, oh, I got that one. We were so excited. But then where'd they all go? That even happens today. But here's the thing that people are missing. And I got so excited. I'm guilty. I got so excited when I first started with APLGO, and you guys know me. At first I said, no, I'm done. I'm done with this industry. But how can you say no to these products? I mean, come on. And I know Geri even had a similar experience, and I hope you tell a little bit about that when I get you on here. But anyway, we just want everybody that we can talk to sign up. Well, guess what? Maybe this isn't for everybody, right? So ask some questions, almost like an interview when you're talking to someone now. Before you even sign them up, what are you looking to accomplish here? What is it that you want out of this company? And this could be APLGO, it could be your work, it could be anywhere, but these are really questions that need to be answered. And what do you plan on doing your first, or what do you want to accomplish? Not what are you going to do, but what do you want to accomplish, have accomplished your first 30, 60, or 90 days. And here's the kicker, you guys. How much time are you willing to seriously commit? Because I know I've had people go, I want to make $10,000 a month, but they only want to commit like 4 hours. I'm like, okay, a month. And we know that's impossible. So really plan out what it is and write notes down when you're talking to somebody. Or, you've got the questions here, just write out their answers and work with them in a way that may work for them. Ask them if they're coachable. If I give you a plan, will you engage in it and show some results in a short period of time? What is that plan? Well, first of all, it is our onboarding. It's, the first 2 pages are the ones that I talk about all the time, to have those filled out, within a decent amount of time. I mean, 24, 48 hours, you'd be able to call them back and see if they got that much done. But and then the rest of it just comes along with time. But if somebody is not willing to even open it up and look at it, you might want to reconsider just talking to them as a customer, really. If they're not going to engage, chances are they're probably not going to engage. So let them know that you work with people that take action. And man, does that ever give you a shot in the arm? When you find somebody that's excited, they go ahead and they open up that email and they look at the onboarding and they're excited about it. They want to see more. They're calling you up and say, what's next? That's the people that are going to be builders. Other people, that's not their thing. That's not what they're going to do. Okay. So, don't get dismayed or, unsatisfied. Just keep asking these questions and find out where they're at. So the next thing, when you have somebody that excited, you want to get them 2-star qualified within their first 30 days, really. That's getting somebody on their left side and they have somebody personally sponsored on their right side, personally on both left and right, that have at least a 40 PV order. So, and let them know that you work with people that take action. That has to be forefront in their mind. Oh my gosh, is Sherry going to work with me, or is Geri going to work with me, or Kelly is, or Klee? Will these people, will they work with me if I don't do anything? Probably not. You're not going to be put on the back burner, but if you're not taking action, we are working with people that are. So ask them. This is a good one. I just learned this from Todd Falcone the other day. I was having a conversation with him. Like, Todd, he was online doing a live, and I called him up afterwards. I go, Todd, that was so good. What do you say about people that get started, they don't do anything, or maybe they do a little bit, and you really, really want to get them engaged? And he goes, you know what, Sherry? Interview them. Actually treat it like your own business. Like I do, it's my business. This is what I do. Ask them to sell me, on why you should be spending time with them. That was my jaw just dropped. I thought, oh, I don't think I've ever asked anybody that, because sometimes I would feel that that's kind of, this isn't a job interview. And he goes, no, it's not, but it is your business. And you want to know why you would be spending time with them. Have them tell you why. And that kind of is a really good icebreaker. If they don't understand the question, which I'm sure they will, it's like an interview. Okay. So how bad do they really want this? So I used that the other day. I thought this was really cool. There's a gal coming in that's from the Philippines, and it was really interesting. She wants it really, really bad, but hasn't signed up yet. And I said, so first of all, what is it that you want out of this? And by the way, everybody wants the pendant right now, so that was her main thing. But how bad do you really want it? And she goes, well, I know so many people that are struggling right now, not only financially, but with their health. And if you would just help me help them. Wow. When I heard those words, help me help them, she got me. This is going to be really fun. So another thing is, you always, if you're a builder now, remember now, I'm talking about people that are builders, not customers, not people that are just in it for the product. If you're a business builder, treat it like a business. You are the CEO of your business. No hype. You guys, we don't have to do hype here at all. And if you feel like you're starting to do that, shut yourself down. Okay, because we don't have to lie about anything here. This is what I love about this company. There's so much science backing it up and so many personal testimonials. There's just no reason for hype at all. So anyway, also don't be afraid to let them know after your little interview of sorts that maybe this isn't for them. And I'm not calling that a takeaway. Some people call it that. You're just taking it away from them. But after you interview people and they don't really have what it takes to do the network marketing, we all know, you guys know this. This is the hardest job I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, I think you guys can agree. It does take a lot of work if you want to be that 1, 2, or 10% top of the company. But some people, in fact, I'd say 80% of the people don't want that. So don't be afraid to just let them know, maybe this isn't a good fit for you, but how about let's get you started on the product. You guys, let's discern those things right away. So that is just such a real important part of finding the right people for your business, if indeed they want to be a builder. So, and by the way, it doesn't just stop there. It's there's fast track formulas that we have. We have an onboarding system. Sponsoring is just the beginning of this. So think signing someone up is the end of the road. Some people used to. Some people go, well, let's just sign them up. And no, we definitely don't do that here at APLGO. In fact, I don't think they're doing that really in any company right now. They know it's important to build that relationship. So think again, it is just the starting line. And your new person needs more than just a welcome email. I send those out too, but they need more than that. They need guidance. They need mentorship, and they really need a clear path to success. And I don't know, if you had a job, you never just start your job. If indeed people do have jobs out there too. And you go in and you're just helter skelter. You have a guide of some sort. Somebody's showing you exactly what to do. And that's what we do here. You got to dive in and get involved and show them how it's done. It's about leading by example. I mean, we all know that, and setting them up for a real measurable success, a call to action. I mean, don't just celebrate the sign up, get into action, equip your new person with the tools and knowledge they need to thrive. And oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this. Look what just showed up in our back office, I think like 2 days ago. A new starter kit, and it comes in this really cool envelope here that's fold over and snap it. But in this, you want to be able to use our onboarding system. It's already proven to work, no doubt about it. And we have our brand new starter kit, and it has a handy folder. You can even pass it on to your new person right when they get started. I just ordered a bunch of them yesterday. So in there are 10 accumulate essay brochures, these little puppies over here. And I know we've got our own, and I send those out to you guys anyway. But there's also 2 accumulate essay catalogs, and that's pretty cool to have those as well. There's a welcome letter from the VPs of the Americas, and a welcome to APLGO digital file. There's a welcome letter from Sergey and Olga, and it is a $50 value, but you're getting it it's only $30. So anyway, that I got to tell you guys, we have been working or asking for this for 4 years. And that's why we decided just to do our own onboarding. And it's, we've got one that's 4 pages long. We have another one, I think it's 12 pages long. It's more extensive for that, for the green person that comes in, or the red person that wants to see everything before they get started. But we have a great onboarding system. So anyway, I wanted to get right into, because I don't want this to go too long today, is some personal testimonials from you guys out there in the field. And I spoke with Geri this morning, and she has an absolutely incredible one. And Geri, you don't have to show your camera or anything. We just want your voice so I can put this out there and have other people listen to what happened with you. So if you could unmute, I would love to hear your story.
Awesome.
Yeah, so can I say something first? I know Geri started about, I don't know, it was October or November of last year.
Yeah, well, I think it was October actually.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I've been working with this a year.
Yeah, and
And
she has a story about how she even got started, because she was like me, she said no. But within a few seconds, she was calling back. So go ahead, Geri, you got the floor.
Well, you know, I kind of, no, I did not want to get involved with network marketing again, or multi-level, or what do you want. It, excuse me, was not something that I wanted to do. I have a very busy life. And don't always have, you know, my time is not always my own. And so I have a hard time sometimes committing to things because I don't know where life is going to have me. Anyway, but I had such a strong feeling after I refused, was talking to Sherry and to Judy, who was my sponsor. And I hung up, and I had such a overwhelming feeling that this was just something that I needed to do, that it would be a blessing to me and to my family. So the feeling was so incredible that I called back and said, okay, you know, I really do want to know more. And I really think that I would like to do this, which I did. And it's been a very interesting journey. I think one of the reasons that we have, this is my opinion, and maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but I think one of the reasons why we have people who don't stay engaged or whatever is because a lot of the benefits that come from, I believe, this product, these beautiful DNA drops, is subtle. It takes time, and it's just subtle, and all of a sudden you realize that you're able to do things that you weren't expecting to be able to do, and that the results are turning out differently than they were 6 months ago. And I think, and then some aren't so subtle. Some are really, you know, very, very blaring and very obvious, but some are subtle. And like last night, I ate something that didn't quite agree, and I took an ice, and within 5 minutes, I was feeling awesome again. But they're not always that prompt nor that obvious. But I do know that about 2-3 weeks ago, I took an extended. I just spent almost the entire Saturday hiking. I live in Wyoming. I live in the mountains. And I took an extended walk. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Fall was such a beautiful day. And I have a property that I wanted to visit, and I wanted to get onto it and see what was happening with this property. So I entered it from 2 different directions, uphill, downhill, around, climbing. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And when I got through with that side of the property, I got in my car and drove around to the other side of the property and went in from a different direction into a completely different area. It's 300 acres. So it's not something that I was able to traverse even the whole,
wow.
You know, so it took me a while, but I was climbing hills, steep hills, and I'm not a young chick anymore. I'm getting up there. And the thought occurred to me, you know, boy, I'm really gonna pay for this tomorrow. But the bottom line is that I didn't. I had the energy. You know, I was hiking with energy, and, you know, with just vigor. And I mean, it was such a cool day. And I realized that what I was experiencing was something that I would not have anticipated to be so easy, or to be so pain-free during and then after. Sometimes we don't really realize how much we've extended ourselves until the day after.
Right.
But the day after, I was just doing great. And I when I got back that evening, I took a couple of STP and a couple of SLD, and I don't even know if I needed to, but I did. And it was just a wonderful experience. And it caught me up short, and I looked back and I realized that it's because of my regimen with the drops that I'm able to have this kind of physical activity, and without any problem, or with any residual when it's over. So,
that sounds absolutely incredible. I've heard this story from you twice today, and I'm still in awe because I think you're about 10 years older than me. I think, maybe not. But anyway,
well, I'm
say, what is your age? Oh, did you mute yourself?
I'm 81.
Okay, so you are. And I'm thinking to myself, doing a hike like that over, I mean, that's a lot of acreage. And I know I would think I'd be feeling something the next day. But you're right, these products, that it's that inflammation, whatever it is, whatever it did. I mean, you said you took 2 STP and 2 SLD that night, but
Yeah,
you've
before I
been
went to bed.
yeah, and you've been
Yeah.
taking them all along as well. And I something tells me we're onto something here. Right?
Yeah, there's no question. I know that my health is better overall. I know my health is better because I do this.
I'm so
I
glad to
feel,
hear this. And
I feel,
Geri,
again, I just feel it at my core that it's just a great blessing in my life. And, and I've seen it with my children, and, and again, it's subtle. It's subtle. Um, I don't look 50. I'm not going to lie and say I look 50, but I'm able to do many of the things I did at 50 without any issues. So
and here's one of the things that you mentioned to me this morning is that you've been taking these really consistently for a year now, and you're seeing some great results now. But when did you start feeling in the beginning some really good results? Was it, did it take a couple weeks? Was it 3 months, 6 months? Do you remember? Some of them are right away, but over time.
I don't recall having any great, amazing breakthrough where, um, I don't know. Like I say, to me, it's been just a subtle, strength and support to my lifestyle. And, and some things again help immediately, um,
Well,
along the road, but
I'm so glad to get your testimonial live here because we want to be able to share this with other people. So I will be breaking these up and sharing your story if that's okay with you.
sure.
Okay, and could we go ahead, Kelly, right when she got started? In fact, this is what got her started with APLGO. And I already have a testimonial. She did a video just like that, like a first take, I would imagine, when this was back in August of this year. And Kelly, do you want to tell us a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, so I met Sherry because I was working at a booth at the state fair, and she had these drops out. And so I asked what they were, and she said, well, what are you interested in trying? And my answer was something for inflammation. I've been diagnosed with arthritis in my right hip, I'm a triathlete and I wasn't able to run because of the pain in my right hip. And I also had pain at times when I was biking. So inflammation is a big thing for that pain. So I took an SLD and I believe an STP, went on about my shift. I'm on my feet, on the go. We're real busy, state fair work, you know. Next day came in, took another SLD, did my shift. Third day came in, I took an SLD, did a 7-hour shift, and we were so busy. For me, working out is a stress release. So I said, you know, I'm feeling really strong and I'm going to go see if I can run. So I went to the gym and I started interval training. So that means I walked a little bit, which I couldn't even do before on the treadmill because I would wince with pain on my right side and sometimes my leg would give out. But I started slow on the treadmill and I felt really good. So I bumped it up and I believe I ran probably 3.5 to 4 miles out of the 5 miles I did that day. And that's great. And I was waiting for the shoe to fall. How am I going to feel tonight? And I'm sharing this with my friend. How am I going to feel tonight? Oh, I'm going to pay for this. You know, the next day I got to work. What if I'm tied up and I can't work the next day? But to my surprise, I had nothing. So I went in the next day jumping up and down, telling Sherry, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have no pain. I can't believe I have no pain, you know? And so I was really sold on that and did another SLD and kind of took that day as an off day. The following day, I worked my shift. I went to the gym and I did 27.5 miles on the bike and I felt great. There was no residual. So I have an awesome testimonial as far as SLD and STP goes. I will say that I'm not taking it every day because I don't feel like I have to, you know? And on that note, this was very interesting. I've been traveling. I was in Florida. I met some new friends. And this one lady I met is about my age, and she was having right hip pain, same down her leg, worse even than what I had. And she's in fact out with disability, not able to work anymore. So I had my drops with me, and the first day I didn't have the drops with me. And I said, I have something I think that will help you. And we were going to see her the next day. So I brought all of my drops and the brochures. And I said, hey, you know, this isn't for everybody. I'm just going to put it out there, but it really worked for me. And I got to share this with you. So I gave her an SLD and an STP. Within a half an hour, she was rubbing her leg and she said, I have no pain. She said, I can't tell you the last time I did not have pain in this leg. So she took it for 2 days and she is convinced that these drops are what helped her so much. But she went on to say, well, what else do you have in there? So she wanted the detox and she wanted a couple other ones. So I gave her everything. And so I'm like the gal who said, I'm here to help you feel better. And these drops allow me to do that. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, I am so excited to have you back because we missed you. So, and yeah, so that is an amazing testimonial. And I'd be real happy to hear her as well. And if she's called me, please tell her to call me again or text me. And
Yes.
that works even better. Have people text me because I'm more likely to definitely answer a text than I would be a phone call. Isn't that weird these days? So Kelly, thank you so much for your repeating that testimonial again. I mean, I could hear these over and over and over. Now we've got Klee on here as well. And this guy took a dump down the stairs. I mean, like fell down his stairs. I know you remember that, Klee, and I'm sure you have other testimonials too, but that one is the one that sticks in my mind. And then maybe you want to talk about another one too.
Yeah, nobody's really sure what happened that day, but I did fall down the stairs and I found myself the next day in the hospital with a broken shoulder, or it was chipped. And so, you know, they did surgery on it and they put me on the opioids, but then they don't let you stay on them. And that was right in just after I learned about APLGO and some of the drops. So I took the STP and Relax and LD, and I could sleep all night with no pain, no drugs, anything. So yeah, they're amazing. And then recently, when PFT came out, I started doing that pretty religiously, and I went from 230 to 210, and I've been staying pretty steady because I haven't been as religious. I've been taking them now and then, you know, just to see. It seems to be maintaining my weight. So I'm thinking about maybe getting back on the regimen, but you know, and then also I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I had a biopsy, and you know, went through all the possible remedies for it, and they just didn't seem like anything I wanted to do. And anyway, so I started taking the power drops to see what they might do. And I can't, you know, say for sure that's what happened, but when I was on vacation in Seattle, my doctor called me up because right before I left for Seattle, I had a CAT scan, and he called up and said, "We can't find any cancer." So yeah, yeah, hooray.
Me, wow, you know, I know we can't say that, like, put that on a testimonial
Well,
when we
yeah,
have
I
it out
know,
there
but
in
I
public,
just,
but
I
you
don't
know what?
Yeah.
I've heard that several times from men, and it's the power lemon that they
Right.
took along with GRW or whatever else, but wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah, so
Good
yeah,
news.
I can't say definitely, but you know, I was taking it at the time, and I think with um oh, the one for my liver, you know, to clean that out,
HPR.
HPR, and you know, and I always take HRT because for my high blood pressure, and so, and then trying to, I'm happy and relax every night just so I can sleep. But yeah, they're amazing. I can't wait to see what this Pendant does.
Well, that's the next thing that we're going to be talking about. What a good lead in there. So, but first, thank you, by the way, each one of you. And I would love to do this every single, you know, first and third Wednesday of the month, because we have some new people coming on as well. And they are already having results. And I want to be able to share this video right here when this is all done and we're able to share it. I want to share this with them so that they can see how easy it is really to go ahead and just jump on a Zoom and tell your story, because that's what this is all about, is sharing and letting people know what our experiences are, and maybe they'll have the same thing or even more within themselves. So this is exciting, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing, Geri and Kelly and Klee. This is awesome. So let's move on to what is going to be happening the 11th of November. They're calling it this next year, the year of attraction. What a great thing, Geri. I mean, come on, the year of attraction, attracting everything in that we possibly can. Right, Kelly, right, Klee, right? Everybody that's watching this right now. If the universe is just out there just waiting for us to just ask for things, you know, God, whatever it is that, you know, you are, that is your belief, the year of attraction has got to be the best words to be calling for this company right now. I just love it. And this is what's going to be happening. You already know their names, or at least you will pretty soon. These are the speakers that are going to be talking with Sergey. Now, I know this guy here personally. In fact, he just sent me a birthday card. And Big Al, Tom Schreider's been a real personal friend of mine for a long time. The guy lives in Thailand right now, but you're going to meet these guys too. And one of them, as a matter of fact, I'm going to pull this other slide up here because this is what's going to be happening on November 11th. And let me see. I think somebody put the wrong date in here. That was from I'm trying to think of a telegram that we put out there. But the speaker lineup is, of course, Sergey, and then Sergey Safronov, and he's an illusionist and an actor and a showman, just like Sergey is. And he's going to dive real deep into the art of recruiting because that's what he's best at as well. And then we've got our Tom Schreider. Now, why am I bringing these names up? Let me go on to the next one here too. Jordan Adler, great friend of mine. He wrote the book Beach Money and even more Beach Money. And they're amazing because I got to tell you, this guy started like a lot of us do, ground zero, nothing, zero, living in his parents'. In fact, I think he was living in the garage of his parents' house for quite the longest time. And his story about network marketing was the roller coaster ride. You know, it's always about a roller coaster ride, but something hit with him. And he just decided to put the pedal to the metal. And now the guy makes millions. And he's also a really good friend of some amazing people out there in the tech industry. And then there's also going to be the adventure conqueror Nelson Cardona that conqueror of 8,000 meter peaks. And he's going to recharge, motivate us, and focus on achieving results. This is all happening on November 11th. And the 12th is when you're probably going to see all these speakers. That's going to be where all the training is happening. On the 11th, it's more about recognition. And I think there's a few of them even coming to the North America here. But I don't know where you're going to be, but there's going to be a lot of places around the United States that, and I put it in our Visionaries, Team Visionaries Messenger with a little link on there that you can check in on Facebook, or you can be in, I think there's 5 places that it's happening around the United States. I decided to just go ahead and buy tickets for Scottsdale, and I'm going to go down to Tina and Kelly's and be there for the 11th and the 12th. And then I'm going to spend the rest of the week at my son's house up in Flagstaff. So just check into one of those wherever you are, even if you're home, staying in your jammies, you know, with your cup of tea, watch what is going to happen now, up here in Alaska. That's going to be 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday, November 11th. So that's why there's not going to be a party here. It's hard to get people together at 7 o'clock in the morning in Alaska. But you can jump online and see it. And I believe Julia, well, I know she actually made me a co-host of it, of a Facebook group that you can go on there and tune in and see whatever parts you want. Of course, it's going to be recorded, so you'll be able to jump back on there and see it if you miss out on anything. Okay. And I'm excited about that because Sergey is going to talk more about this. And we're learning more and more and more. As you guys have seen, yesterday, I took down all the other images that we had of the pendant because there was some verbiage on there that we probably, you know, even though we don't have that guy in that compliance now, we don't have to worry about anymore. But there's some things on there that, you know, we got to thinking about it, and maybe we shouldn't, you know, we don't need to hype anything. So let's just keep it what it is, duh. And those have been replaced with better images, better verbiage. And you can, they're all on our Facebook Messenger. They're all on our Team Visionaries Facebook page, and they're also on Team Go Extreme. So, and you can use any of those for whatever it is you want to put out there on social media right now, because there is a tracking number on it. They haven't landed as far as we know. And as soon as we know, the mastermind group will know, I will alert you guys instantaneously, even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I will let you know that the Eagle has landed. And as soon as they go through customs and they're put into our back office, that's the only place you're going to be able to get them. You will know. Okay. So that if any of you see it before I do, I'll be a little bit surprised. But anyway, that's those pendants should be arriving soon. And at the 13th celebration, anniversary celebration, Sergey's going to be talking about our 19th drop. Still don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know this. Oh, I must have taken them in the, oh, here they are. I'm down to only 4 left. And I'm really bummed out because I've been hoarding them. I've been taking them every other day now. They, you know, this isn't something you're going to feel right away, because what we do know, or it's been leaked out there, I do know it tastes like mango. I can tell you that much. I don't know what the ingredients are in it, but they have something to do with lengthening our telomeres. So along with the pendant. So, and by the way, we did learn that the pendant enhances your drops. So Geri, I can't wait to hear what you have to say, or what happens when you get that pendant in your hands. I can't wait till you get it in your hands just to see what happens there. Okay, so, and we did have, you know, I put this slide up last time. If you needed a screenshot or something, go ahead and do that. But it's on this recording now, and people will be able to see more about the telomeres and what that's all about. And I did have a couple of people ask for Linda Krause's book, and they've send me, I don't know, $3.95 or whatever, Venmo it, and that's just pays for the shipping, and I get those out to you along with your address. That would be very good. And the other thing that's coming up, now you guys have seen this before. We've been many places, but the next thing that's coming up is Punta Cana. And this is one that you need to qualify for. And on this sheet over here, the first time I looked at this, I thought, oh, okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. But as soon as I started putting option 1 with option 1 over here, it all started making sense. Now you can get, this is for anyone, and anybody that even comes on in the next, I think this goes till the end of November, that they'd even be able to join us. So just do the action here. I know several of you have already done this 300 over PV stretched out over a 3-month period. And also this hit 5,000 PV cumulative in your small leg, that's also done over a 3-month period. And I know, I'm one of them, people that wait till the last minute on accumulating volume. And I'm getting to work on that now. And hitting that 5,000 personal volume in your lesser leg within that 3-month period is doable. So some people do it in 1 month, wind up being corporate director. So anyway, that's what's coming up next. So the other thing, just be aware of is, let me see if I can get this one up. All breaking news. Sounds like something you're seeing on TV right now, right? So be sure to check our Telegram and our Team Visionaries Facebook Messenger for all our specials and updates. And if you don't have the Telegram link, just download the Telegram app and put in APLGO USA, and it'll pop right up, and you'll be getting all of the news first. By the way, it always goes through the mastermind group first. So if there's anything spectacular on there, like the pendants landing in the USA, I'll be telling you that before you see it on Telegram. So anyway, so be sure to watch for that. And if there's anything else that you guys want to bring up right now, now's the time to do it. I love your testimonials that you did, but I just want to thank you all for being here. Does anybody have anything else that they want to bring up? Okay, quiet is good. So I just want to, oh. And just like that, you guys, you know what just happened? My computer just shut down. Are you still there? Yeah, just like that, I'm like, whoa. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the share on here because there's nothing being shared. That was so weird. Every now and then my computer just blacks out. So, and I will stop the recording.